Today I'm going to talk about early wheel horse transmission gears. So to give you an idea of what we're talking about, so these are the gears that are out of the early transmissions starting in 1958, and I call them the three-piece transmissions because they are made with the one main casting in the center with a side plate on each side. The transmission they made after that, which I call the two-piece transmissions, were made in two halves. Both of them were cast iron bolted together. So the gears we're talking about fit in these three-piece transmissions. The first style was made in 58 and 59, and the difference is the way the linkage works the brake band and the way the brake band mounts. So in 58 and 59, the clutch pedal pulled on the rod to activate the brake, and the brake band was mounted on a block near the bottom of the transmission. And you can see the way the linkage works there, where the pedal pulled on the linkage to activate the brake. Now in 1960 they changed that design. So the linkage is connected below the pedal, and the linkage pushes on the lever to activate the brake. So on this design, the brake band is mounted near the top of the transmission, and you can see that the brake is activated when the linkage pushes towards the rear when you push on the pedal. The insides of these transmissions are similar. Most of the parts interchange. I'm not going to get into which parts specifically don't. Now in 1961, they still used the three-piece transmission on the Model 401, but they went to a cast iron pedal. The linkage still pushed rearward to activate the brake, and this arm that the brake band is connected to changed to a cast iron arm instead of a stamped steel arm. But the transmission design remained the same, with the brake band anchored near the top of the transmission case. But what I want to talk about today is there was actually two different gear ratios in this transmission. They changed the number of teeth that were on the gears at some point. So here you see an early transmission shaft, and it has 8 teeth on it. And that meshed with this larger gear that has 31 teeth on it. Now 8 teeth on this diameter of a gear turned out to be not very good gear geometry. So what happened is the gears wore out early. So at some point they changed that. Now this is a little bit later gear on that same shaft. It now has 11 teeth. And it meshed with the gear that has more teeth. That changed to 43. So that had better gear geometry and lasted longer, didn't wear out prematurely. Now, for whatever reason, they did not change the part number. Here on this part is the number 3502. And this is the one that has the fewer number of teeth. But over here on the later version, right here you can see that number is also 3502. So I can't find any reference to this change in any of the books. So they both use the same part numbers. And there's no reference as to when they made this change. Now I can say that I've found these earlier types of gears in 58s and I believe some 59s. And I've never found those older style of gears in the 1960 transmissions or 61. I think I have found some of the newer gears in 59 transmissions. So I believe that the change occurred sometime in 59. But I have no documentation to prove that. Now at some point they changed to this newer style of gear, which has a bolt-on gear. It actually bolts to the differential, made in two pieces. And so that part number changed to a 7242. Now, even though the gears are not exactly in the same position, the gear that it meshed with was long enough that it didn't matter. So the mating gear remained the same when they changed the larger gear to this new part number. So even though I can't find any reference to when they made the change to go to more teeth on the gears, there is a reference to this updated version of differential with the bolt-on gear. So here I have the Wheel-Horse manual. It's the transmission repair manual. And on the page that talks about the service notes for the two styles of transmissions, the Model 5003 transmission was the 58-59 version, and the 5010 transmission was the 60 and 61 version. So down here in the service notes, it does talk about the new differential case and gear being replaced with the part number 7243. Which is interesting because that casting is clearly a 7242. So I don't know what that's about. But that's what happens when you're trying to figure out these old parts and you have limited information. That clearly shows the picture of this bolt-on gear with that type of a differential. So I don't know when they started this bolt-on gear. This is actually the only one I've ever found out of all the transmissions I've done. So changing the number of teeth actually changed the gear ratio very slightly. Probably not noticeable when you're running the tractor. But the early version had 8 teeth on the small gear and 31 teeth on the large gear, which gives you a 3.875 to 1 ratio. Where the updated gears had 11 teeth on the small gear and 43 teeth on the large gear, which gives you a 3.909 to 1 ratio. Very small difference, and I don't see that documented in any of the books either. So here's an example of what happens to the early gears. You can see that the teeth are worn down to almost a point. Even this one, which is fairly good shape, has substantial wear on one side of the tooth. And then when that happens, here you can see where it has dug into this pinion shaft. So that's why they wore out. There's simply not very good geometry on the gear teeth. So there is one way that you can possibly tell if you have the early style gears in your transmission, because as they wore out, they got noisy. So this 58 that I have has some early gears in it. And it makes a noise when you roll backwards. When you roll the tractor forwards, you don't really hear a noise. So I'm in the garage now on the cement floor, so you can hear this. Now rolling forward, you can't really hear anything odd. When you roll in reverse, you can hear a knocking noise. Forward, you don't hear anything. When you roll in reverse, you hear the knocking noise. Now I'm going to put the microphone down near the transmission to make sure I catch that. Alright, that's it. That's all I have to say about that.